All right, here's part 2 of week 13. Starting out with our elevation. We've got our roof in place here. Let's go to our 3D view, and hopefully this thing will move a little faster now, but we'll see. There we go. No, it's because it was rendered. Put it in a hidden line mode. Rendering does take time. And there's our flat roof on the top. So we're going to start on page 7-12, modifying the roof. This is a very flat roof section up here, and we're going to put some slopes in it so we can have some internal drainage. So what we're going to do is we are going to select the roof area. So I just want to select this flat roof section, let it highlight, and we're going to select the Add Point tool on the shape editing panel so we can put some slopes in here. And we're going to place some points. And we want this to be an elevation lower than the roof. So we're going to go with a -6 inches. And these don't have to be exact. So I'm going to place one right here in the center of this area. You can see how the roof kind of slopes into that. And the book shows us that we want basically kind of the same location in all of the corners. Just out a little ways. And believe me, I'm just eyeballing this. And one here. About in that location, one here, and one over here, and then finally one kind of in the center of this location. So it kind of looks like the illustration on page 7-13 at the bottom. These lines indicate sloping. Right-click, hit cancel, or hit escape a couple times, and there's our sloped points on the roof. So if we actually look at this, I don't know whether we can see it from an angle, but you can see that the roof now has some depressions on it. If I render it, just try shaded, and it doesn't really show in the shaded section. So anyway, go back to hidden line. Turn the shadows off. We don't need those. Just taking up memory. So the next thing we're going to do, and we're going to move to the next exercise, is adding some area roof drains. I loaded these up on Blackboard, or I will be as soon as I put this on, along with the gravel pattern. And we're going to place some roof drains right at these locations. So we're going to activate the roof cutoff level, which is in our floor plans, and change the display to medium wireframe. I should be able, I wonder if under floor plans. Still seeing the floor there, so with the wireframe on. I'll look at my roof cutoff up at the top. Doesn't do me any good. Oh, there it is. Was I on roof line? Roof line was there. Okay, I must have hit roof line instead of roof cutoff. That's what I'm looking for right there. So this is going to be medium and wireframe. So these are our locations for our drain lines. Sorry about that. So we're going to go to place a component. We're going to load the family. And we're going to go to my desktop, CIE 101 home, families. We have a roof drain bidirectional. So this has a drain on the top of it. We'll just double click it. It's going to update it for our AutoCAD 2016. We'll give it a second. And we have to place one of these at every location where we put a drain or a slope in the roof. So here, here, we want one right here, back here, and then one here, one here, one here, and one here. Yep. So we'll hit escape a couple times. We'll go back to our 3D view. And I'm going to zoom in on one of these so you can actually see if we render this now in a realistic mode. There's our roof drain on the top of the roof with all the water coming into it. This little, what we call a beehive unit, would keep the leaves and things from going into the drain and plugging it up. So those have to be cleaned occasionally. I'm not sure why my rendering shows up as translucent in this method, but anyway, there's all our roof drains in place, and that finishes that exercise. We'll fill the opening, and we'll do a file save. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a gable on our roof. A gable is a peak, so in one of these slopes we want to put a gable. So we're going to go to our roof line in the floor plans. That's where I was before. And we're going to select the roof, which is right here, and edit the footprint. And we're going to use the split tool to split this line between columns B and C. So there's column B and C. We want to split the line on the front between these two areas. So I'm going to select my split option, and we'll zoom in. I want to split it right here, and then over here I want to split it right in this location. We'll hit the check mark, say OK. And what we want to do, oh, I guess I didn't want to do that, edit footprint. We're going to select this line segment now that we created. And we're going to uncheck define slopes and leave that on. We still want a 6-inch overhang. If we move it down, it says select the slope arrow. I don't know where that is. Oh, slope arrow right here. We gotta reselect it. This is all set. Slope arrow. Select the left endpoint of the line, and then the midpoint right there is our triangle. We're going to see the midpoint, and we're going to select this line again, slope arrow, and we're going to come in this direction and find that midpoint. The sketch should appear just like this, and you see it on page 7-16. Now we're going to select the green check mark, and we're going to go to our 3D view, and now we can see we've got a gable on this end of the roof, but we don't have any wall running up into there. So we're going to select the southwest wall, this one, and it says attach top base. So select that tool, select the gable roof, and then should jump up there. So we select the southwest wall, attach top to base, select the roof with a gable, which is this one. All right, I'm back. I don't know what I was doing wrong actually, but it seems like I just got it to work. So let's see if I can make it happen again. So we're going to select our wall. We're going to select attach top to base. And we're going to select this roof line, and then the wall will come up and attach to the end of the gable. So you may have to play around with it a little bit, but it does work. So we'll left click. I'm going to take this out of, put it back in hidden line mode. So again, we can see our gable end now with the wall extending up to it. So apologize for that delay. We're going to look at how we're going to output this drawing now. So I'm going to look at our north elevation is here. And what I want to do is just kind of adjust these lines a little bit so they don't stick out quite as far. And we're going to look at our north and our south elevations. Again, I'll take this one and bring it in. And let's go ahead and look at we have 2 sheets already on here. Let's create a new sheet. So we'll just right click and say new sheet. We're going to use our 34 by 22 horizontal CIE 101 title block. And we're going to take our north elevation. We're going to place that right on the top. We're going to take our south elevation. We're going to place that right here. And we'll just take this and kind of move it under the center. Just that's the way I like to kind of line things up. And then if we just select these entire pieces, we can just bring this line back and bring, whoops, select this, bring this line back. And this will be our north and south elevations. You can see they're listed as north and south. And this drawing will be renamed to north, south elevations. Hit OK. That renames it here. So we'll zoom in. We'll update the author. Well, there. And update the date. Today is the 17th for me. So A103 will be your front and rear elevations. Let's move this one up just a little bit. And let's add one more thing to this drawing. Seeing how we got a little time. I'm going to do a little rendering down here at the bottom. So let's go back to our 3D view and go to our home view. I want to be able to see these drains from the top. We'll give it a little, put some shadows on it, and we'll render it as realistic. And we'll just say duplicate view. And I'm just going to rename this one to, call it isometric. And we'll come down here to our north and south elevation, and I'm going to see if I can drag that isometric onto this screen. So it's going to be a little big, not to worry, I don't think. Let's change this to, if we make it 1/16 of an inch equals a foot, it gets smaller. Perfect. And I'm just going to pull that up. So we're going to have to adjust these things just a little bit more without being gaudy. Yeah. We'll pull it up as close to the top as we can. Give us plenty of room down here. If I actually pull that right to the center, can actually move it up a little bit so it even overlaps that. Now we can bring this one over, select this, bring it back here. So that actually puts our isometric right on the drawing. It's not to scale, so it's just going to be a sketch. So we'll rename this one. And we're going to shorten it up just a little bit. Just say NS elevation with isometric. There we go. Yeah, gonna need a space in there. And I can probably type view right there, hit OK, and still have enough room. Much better. So let's see what this thing looks like when we print it out. We'll get our north elevation, south elevation, and our isometric. We're going to go to File, Print. Yeah, I know. We're going to go to Qt PDF Writer. We'll go to Properties. And Advanced. We want to use our custom page size, 34 by 22. Hit OK. Hit OK there, and OK there. Selected current view is what we're going to be printing. We'll go to our setup. It's going to be 100%. Portrait, everything else is good. I want to preview it. Well, let's see what it looks like. It looks a little clunky there, but let's just hit print. Browse. We want to put this in my CIE 101 home folder under PDFs. CIE Building 101. And we're going to say north, south elevation. We'll just call it that. Hit save. And OK. Check the printer panel here to make sure it's doing something. It's printing. So what I want to do, I want to be able to show you exactly what we're going to end up printing out here shortly. Next week, just give you a heads up, we're going to be working on some more details in our plans, and we want to start, and make sure this is going in the, yep, hit save. We want to do a little interior decorating so that we can start getting prepared for some output of some high resolution renderings. So that's gone. It should be in there. Let's take a look and see what we got. So I'm not going to close it out yet. I just want to go take a look and see what we have for our PDF file. North-south elevation. We'll open it up, and I want to zoom in so you can see the brick once you get closer on this stuff. We'll open this up some more. You can see that the brick outline shows up a little better here. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be too black. So there's our drawing for week 13, and so if you can get something. I can see over here I got a little bit of an issue with some overlap. So what I would do, if you see something like that, I'm going to go back into Revit now. Take a look at that. You can see that this is just a little bit offline. So I'm going to go back to my north elevation. And it looks just like that there. I should have picked that up before. Let's grab this little ball and bring these out to there. It should be good. Do the same thing with our south elevation. I thought I looked at those and they weren't like that before, but we'll bring this one out. And those are the things you want to look for. Any place where there's text overlaying one another. So we come back down and look at our north-south elevations now. That looks much better. Nothing outside the border. And just go ahead and reprint that again. So I won't hold it up. I'll go ahead and print this, but I'll let you go, and you can finish this up on your own. All right, thanks.